Tokyo, Day 8. It was time to move from Roppongi to Asakusa. A great idea by me to split up my Tokyo stay into two, just so I could experience more of the city, as it is a massive city. But first, I finally checked out the Tokyo Tower. As I was so busy this week, I didn't even get the chance to see it in its entirety yet, despite it teasing me from my hotel room the entire week.
Alright boys, today's the day. I feel so tired. Being someone who just stays at home most of the time, occasionally plays some football, but just mainly stays home and watches videos. Moving every day is it's crazy, and I'm at the stage where it's been 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been around 3 weeks overseas, moving almost every day, basically 95% of the time. It's tiring, and I want to take it easy once I move to Asakusa East, which is what I'm going to do today. Now, this room's been okay. I mean, the best thing about it, as you can see, this is the last time you're going to see this, but the best thing about it is this view. You got the highway there. I wish it was higher up, but you can see the tower. This camera is... It doesn't have the highest focal length, so I can't really zoom in. That's why I use my iPhone to zoom in. But it looks closer than it may appear on camera. But yeah, that's there's also a massage chair here, which I thought would be good for my legs after a long day at work, but it's actually not that good at all. First of all, it's too small for me. It's built for an average small Japanese woman. And it just massages, I don't know, this part, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And this room's so small, so super fucking small. I literally have nowhere to place my fucking luggage down without, it being in the middle of the park. I have to hop over it every time. Good news is, next 3 places hopefully, I don't know, but for the next 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, I'll be able to have, the next 3 places, potentially 4, but if I wanted to save money, then 3. But, yeah, the next place in Asakusa that I'm going to move for 5 days, and then Kyoto, Osaka, and potentially Hiroshima will all be big hotels. Now, what I was going to say, right, was the fact that the reason why I'm moving to another side of Tokyo and not staying here is because originally I had planned to go to Shizuoka for 5 days, but instead I was I think I mentioned this, I wanted to stay in Tokyo more, and I made a good choice because this place, you need at least 12 days, there's a lot of stuff you can do, not just inside the city, but also outside, so I made a good choice. Although it would have been nice to stay in Shizuoka for 5 days and just relax there. That city looked really cool last time I went. But I got to experience some of it, thankfully. But yeah, so that's why I have this room booked for 7, and I booked another place for 5 nights. This next place looks fucking amazing, and I'll show you it. And once I move there, I'm not going to do too much. There's not too much I'll have left to do. I want to do team labs, at least one of them. I want to go to Asakusa East. I want to go to the Imperial Palace, Akihabara, and the Skytree, and there was potential to go to Lake Kawakuchiko again today. There's a lot of things that I regret. Some things, not a lot, that haven't gone to plan, unfortunately. I think I mentioned this before, but it is what it is, When you're traveling solo, when you're going on the fly most of the time, there's gonna have to be things that don't go to plan. But yeah. Anyway, I will see you on the road today. We're not gonna do too much. We're gonna check out the Tokyo Tower. Finally, we have a top deck tour. And then we'll move to the new place, and then mostly relax, I think. Because I'm just burnt out a bit, and we've still got a long road ahead of us. There's a lot I want to do in Kyoto, Osaka, and Hiroshima, so let's get it. The hardest thing? The hardest thing is waking up. But once I'm up, the hardest thing is getting out the door. Once I'm out the door, it's so much easier. But, oh, you couldn't see. This backpack is weighing me down a bit.
Okay, that was the hotel lobby toilet in case you didn't know. But after checking out of this hotel, called Roppongi in case you guys are wondering, I asked them to leave my luggage with them, because despite leaving for the next place, check-in's not until 3 PM, like most places.
Last view of Roppongi. Ever? Maybe.
We'll see. But before heading out for the day, next door to my hotel there was a sushi place called Otsuna Sushi that I wanted to try. It looked like an upper class restaurant and you could see the chefs preparing right in front of you. The sushi was pretty damn good, and I like how in Japan when eating sushi, it's customary to serve a bowl of soup like miso aside it. I only bought the large lunch nigiri because I didn't feel like spending more than that.
That was some good sushi. Now I'm heading to the train station. Gonna go to Tokyo Tower. We have a top deck tour. That's gonna be cool.
Damn right, the top deck tour is a must in my opinion. You'll see why in a little bit. But after a short train ride with no transfers, since we were situated so close, we arrived at a station right by the Tokyo Tower.
Finally made it. It's so many people everywhere in Tokyo, dude. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Oh. Wow. I don't know how clear it is on the action cam, but I can't be fucked getting out my mirrorless. I'll get it out in a bit though. But first of all, I need to get to the top of that bitch. Because there's a selected time, and you have to enter within that time, kind of like Shibuya Sky.
On the way to the tower, you see that line? Apparently that's a great photo shooting opportunity you see from guides online, but I read how it wasn't actually that good, despite me wanting to go to it initially.
Oh. Whew. Alright.
So when I first entered the lobby of the tower, I got a bit confused on where to go.
I'll go to that after. Stairs. Again. Oh. I think there was escalators that would have been easier, but... Fuck it, dude. Oh. This is promising. Oh. But I'm trying to find a way. It's the stairway down only. I'm trying to find a way up there. Fuck. Why you gotta make everything so confusing? One thing I do love about Japan though is the different designs that you see. Like some potholes on the ground have special designs, as I probably showed you. Elevators, like these little designs are so cool, eh?
Eventually we found what we were looking for.
It's a maze. Hi. I have a ticket, online ticket.
And after taking a short elevator up, we soon arrived at the first observation deck, which was still cool, but it was a far cry from the top deck. Still looked phenomenal though, and after seeing that the place had a gift shop I was hoping to come back later to, I left for the top deck tour as there was a specific time you had to get there by.
A ticket here? Do I just... Hi. Oh, okay.
Here you are.
Oh, this for me? Okay, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye.
So for the tour, we were handed a digital device that talked us through the history of the tower, as well as other things. The lady spoke to us in Japanese, while we had our handy devices speak to us in our own language. Unfortunately, you guys aren't able to hear it, obviously, but I will say that it was pretty interesting and definitely worth the experience. I still remember learning that the Tokyo Tower was based on the Eiffel Tower design, was completed in 1958, and the designer also designed the Nagoya TV Tower and Osaku Tsutenkaku, which was very interesting. Another interesting but also kind of cringe thing was that at each stop we'd have to do like hand gestures called Ryu, which I honestly didn't really understand at all, but it was part of the friendly experience, I guess. The staff was super nice, but after taking the elevator, we don't arrive at the top deck yet. We arrive at a photo opportunity spot. I still remember we were handed some kind of cold tea or something as well. Then we take the elevator to the top deck. Funny thing about the voiceover device we were handed was that as you hear here, the elevator wobbled a bit, but the voiceover guy explained that it was just a joke and not to be worried as the tower was very stable. Funny guy. If you are faced the other way, you also saw amazing views going up, which unfortunately my action cam wasn't able to capture. But who gives a damn? Soon you'll see the epic views anyway. So as you saw, insane 360 views, one of the must visits if you come to Tokyo. And you can see how much better the top deck was. I mean, tour aside, which was a nice add-on, the views you can see alone make the extra money worth it. Just because you're so far up, you can see like stuff further beyond. You can see the temple, which we ended up checking out, the Rainbow Bridge, and the other tower in Tokyo, the Skytree, situated where we end up moving to later this day. Unreal views, some of the best in Tokyo.
There's even one toilet at the top deck, and look at it. Some nasty motherfucker didn't flush though.
On top of that, the overall design of this place just screamed high class, with reflective paneling everywhere in the shape of like multiple diamonds. But that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed what has been my experience of the Tokyo Tower, a must visit if you ever come to Tokyo. Don't think I mentioned this, but the main deck tickets down there costed like 15 Australian dollars per adult, while the top deck tour was like 30 something Australian dollars. Those tickets might get sold out pretty quick though, since there's a limit to the amount of people as it is time allocated. But after buying yet another keychain for my collection, I dipped. And one funny thing I didn't realize was that I still had the voiceover device in my pocket, and honestly could have took it if I wanted to, since nobody was there to collect it after the top deck tour. I have this.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. But being the honorable guy I am, I swiftly returned it. And then headed to the next point of interest, which you might have saw from the top of the Tokyo Tower just then, the Zojoji Temple area. A very aesthetic temple area where you can get yet another few good shots of the Tokyo Tower. It was fun seeing the tower from different angles this day.
Oh, it smells like incense. But you know, like I said, the hype has kind of died going to Tokyo. Like when I was a little kid, I've been wanting to go to Tokyo, you know. Let me take this off my... But as you can see here, whoa. Yeah, the hype has kind of died. I mean, I used to play Midnight Club 2. I loved it. Back when I was a kid, also in high school, I used to watch anime. If I went to Japan 7 years ago, probably enjoy it more than I do today.
Yeah, my trip in Japan was long overdue, but I'm glad that I was finally able to visit it. Some dreams do come true. Right. I might be back, but the thing is, I'll be in Asakusa and it takes 50 minutes to get here from that, because that's on the other side of the city. So I don't know if I will be back, but I will most likely be meeting up with that friend I said I was going to meet up with later, and he's still situated in Roppongi. We'll see, but it's 3 p.m, 3:20. There's one more place I want to see. I mean, there's Roppongi Hills. There's also fucking place I'm going right now, which is Azubadai Village. Apparently you can get to the top, or like close, and then see a really smack bang view of this tower from there. Crazy, you can actually see cherry blossoms. Bro, people are sleeping on this view, dude. Like, there's literally no one there. Everyone's by those stairs that look so popular. This is the setup that I have, this flimsy fucking thing. Someone left their fucking selfie stick here. Alright, I'm walking, and I think that's where I need to go. So I think these are actually plum blossoms, which I heard many people say that others mistake for cherry blossoms. But on our way to our next destination, we stumbled across the Ryukai Shakaden or something like that. I can't pronounce these names, I'm sorry. But it's like a temple, something that like looks straight out of an alien movie. But I swear, the things you can see just by walking while traveling will shock you. One thing I like about Japan, one thing I love about it, is that there are toilets everywhere. Like toilets at the stations, in the middle of nowhere, so if you have a small bladder like I do, no problem. There'll always be a toilet for you. What's this place? Why does it sound like children getting murdered? Yeah, I don't know why this place was so empty. Just added to the eeriness of the place. Feels like I'm entering an Egyptian temple. What the hell? Feels like I'm emptying a spaceship, or like one of the things you've seen in Dune. So this place was basically a religious site, and they clearly state no shooting allowed. So I just left. But don't tell anyone that I did. So this was the tower that I saw outside my hotel room, right next to the Tokyo Tower. And I didn't even know until just recently. I was like, wow, that tower's pretty cool. It's higher than the Tokyo Tower. Azubadai Hills. Time to see a good view. So you might have seen this place a few times in my past videos. The exterior at least. After its completion in 2023, it became the tallest building in Tokyo and all of Japan. Not even kidding. Search it up. I was surprised too. Now, I don't know what this place was, to be honest. It's like a hub for like office spaces, modern residents, and other stuff. But what I do know is that if you go to the 33rd floor, there are insane views of Tokyo. And most importantly, the Tokyo Tower, that is basically free to the public. Highly recommend this place if you want to get picturesque and Instagram worthy shots of the tower. Just an FYI, this shot right here is actually my current phone wallpaper, and a shot of me on top of the Tokyo Tower is my personal display pic. Out of all the shots I have taken in Japan, these are my top 2, which just goes to show how great these places are for views and photography. But since it was very hot and humid there, I remember, I left and caught a taxi back to the hotel to get my luggage ready for the next place. There as well, because I have some suitcase I need to bring somewhere else. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't have an app yet, so I wanted to keep this taxi driver for the entire journey. Okay. Taxi driver was really nice. No one here. I don't record too much because I forgot, but paid for everything after. He's waiting for me.
Which is very odd. He didn't say. I could have just scammed him, you know. Like I could have. I took all my stuff with him. He wasn't like that Shizuoka driver. And he didn't say like, oh yeah, leave something in the car for, you know. Konnichiwa. Picking your luggage? Yep. Thank you so much. Have a drink first before I leave. Alright, here we go. There's no way this guy left, because... Oh, there we go.
And then we were ready to see what awaited for us in the next hotel on the other side of the city.